Just in time for Halloween, Tana Mongeau is going back to her roots to give us a spooky story time that will chill you to the bone. What is up, you guys? It's Sussan Mourad here with Clevver News, and Tana told a story that a lot of us are afraid of becoming a reality. An Uber ride going scarily wrong. And it gets pretty intense. I mean, early into the video, Tana even threatens to write a book about the whole fiasco. So she got on the ground, Trisha Paytas style, and told us a 45-minute story of the events that happened to her over the past few days. She was apparently at Bella Thorne's house last Wednesday at an after party for her ex-girlfriend's birthday. She gave a little background on the birthday, saying that Bella always celebrates her birthday over a week-long period, and that Bella's way of celebrating her birthdays actually helped inspire Tana's 21st birthday, which was an entire month. Well, around 3:30 a.m, Tana decided it was time to leave her house and start the long drive down from the Hollywood Hills.
You're in the middle of nowhere, there's all these crazy turns. It's just a journey and it's a very scary car ride. It's a car ride I won't take alone.
Okay, so Tana may be known for exaggerating at times, but this one is legit. The Hollywood Hills are never fun to drive through, especially at night when you can't see a thing. But luckily, she had her friend Imari with her for a little emotional support.
Like, I'm not gonna Uber home alone because it's just too sketchy.
Well, after fighting to get an Uber driver willing to drive 30 minutes up the hill in the dead of night, she finally got a black SUV that was willing to make the trek. And honestly, you guys, I've tried to get Ubers from the Hollywood Hills before, and first of all, it's hard enough to find one that is actually willing to make the trek. And secondly, sometimes your phone reception doesn't even work, so it's a whole other thing trying to actually find the right car. Okay, so back to Tana. When he got there, he already seemed a little off. Like, red flag number one, the license plate did not match. Tana even admitted, and guys, if you take one thing from this video or any videos of mine, always make sure the license plate on your Uber matches the license plate on the app. The driver got a little aggressive with Tana and Imari as soon as he pulled up as well.
It is the most bone-chilling voice I've heard in a long time. And he's like,
"Did you order this Uber?"
She said she didn't get a great look at his face, but that he was a super tall, at least 6'5" old white guy. Well, needless to say, almost immediately after they got into the car, they regretted their decision.
But everything in my head was like, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car.
The Uber ride got creepier, and even Tana's friends were telling her to get out of the car wherever she could.
I started texting one of my best friends, and he's being like, as soon as you're down the street, like as soon as you're on a street, like get out of the car, like what are you doing? This is so dumb, you're so unsafe, get out of the car.
Well, in an already bad situation, it actually gets worse. The driver starts ignoring the directions on his phone and driving the complete opposite direction of Tana's home. She said he actually got pretty close to Jake's house, which is definitely where she should have rerouted to, and that's when the panic really started to set in. Tana said that she managed to get the door open and make it look like she was about to jump out. She freaked out enough to get him to slowly pull up into a gas station parking lot, where she and Imari got out of the car and ran behind the building to hide.
One of the weirder Uber rides I've ever had in my life.
I'm sorry, one of the weirdest? I am terrified to know what the number one weirdest would be then. Maybe we'll have to save that for another story time, if there is another story time. Thankfully, Tana and Imari eventually made it home safe and hopefully got some much needed sleep. But you guys, that is not where the story actually ends. Like all good stories, this one ends in a Best Buy. Tana made an early morning stop a couple of days later with her assistant, and while she was checking out with a bunch of camera equipment, she saw what she thinks was the same man who was her Uber driver from a few nights before. She said that she confronted the man who just kept staring at her with a blank expression, laughing and getting very close in her personal space. Well, Tana had an employee walk her and her assistant to her car before she drove home and went right to her webcam to tell the story.
I literally have goosebumps right now, like.
But before you get too concerned, we know that Tana is doing okay. I mean, she did post this video as well as a bunch more in the weeks following this crazy encounter. Tana asked for advice from her fans about what to do, and people reached out with their thoughts. One person said, "He has your address because he was your Uber, and I think he waited for you outside your house and followed you to Best Buy. Like, it can't be a coincidence. He showed up to the same place at the same time." Someone else said, "Dude, please contact the police, and if they suck, then super beef up security. This is literally the scariest ever." And Uber support came in unprompted, which means someone on Uber's support team is definitely a Tana fan. They said, "We take this very seriously, Tana Mongeau. Please send us a DM with the phone number associated with your account, as well as more information regarding your concern so we can assist you further." Okay, that story is so creepy, and we are so glad that Tana is doing okay. Please guys, make sure you always check the license plate and the app. But right now, you guys, I want to know what you think. Did you watch Tana's video and did you think it was as creepy as I did? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And while you're down there leaving comments, you guys hit up that subscribe button if you haven't before, and also hit the bell to be notified the second we post a new Clevver News update. After that, catch up on all the news you missed right over here. I'm Sussan Mourad. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye.